I'm excited to be sitting here with Susan Salka, the CEO of AMN Healthcare, to share her leadership journey for our attendees and subscribers to the Women's Leadership Summit that we have, our event coming up on March 15th. Susan, thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to be a part of the program, a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and so I just really feel privileged to be here.
We're excited for you to share your leadership journey with our attendees, and with that, we'll go ahead and get started.
I am so proud of AMN and the organization it's become, and it really starts with the values and the strong culture that we have within the company. A lot of things change over time, and they need to, because the needs of our clients and clinicians change. But what hasn't really changed is our commitment to integrity and the values that really shape and mold our decisions and our behavior every day. And that's something that you have to nurture. I started with the business 26 years ago. I was employee number 19. Today we'll do about $1.8 billion in revenue and have almost 3,000 corporate employees and 9,000 clinicians working on it any given day. And so you really have to be attentive to the way that you're nurturing your culture over time. I've really been pleased to see that there has been some improvement in the presence of women in executive positions and at the board level, but it's still not enough. AMN is certainly proud to be a great role model. Over 50% of our leadership positions are held by women, and at the board level, we have 20% of our board positions filled by women. But we need to continue to look for ways to help other organizations to increase their commitment to helping women grow and evolve and rise to the executive ranks. In order to be considered for board positions, you typically need to be in an executive role at an organization. And so we have to really start at the roots and start by bringing more women into management positions, executive positions, and then helping sponsor women into board positions. It's something that I think is a great opportunity, but also a responsibility that I have both as a board member and as a woman in leadership. I've been very fortunate to grow and evolve with AMN over the last 26 years. When I began, my first job was Vice President of Finance, but let's face it, I was employee number 19, and so I was essentially a glorified bookkeeper. But as the business grew, I had the opportunity to get involved in so many different aspects of how we deliver our service to our clients, and so I became the Senior VP of Marketing, of Client Sales, of Business Development, then the COO, and then the President, and then the CEO. I guess they are running out of jobs for me. But I feel very fortunate to have been exposed to so many different aspects of the business, and it's something that I want to make sure that as an organization we're continuing to provide those opportunities for individuals, not just to rise to executive ranks, but to get more experience across the business. And that means having rotational management positions, encouraging team members and leaders to move to different parts of the organization so that they get the broad perspective of the entire sales and service change, because every single role within the company is critical to our success in helping our clients. I was fortunate to be inspired by a teacher when I was in high school. I went to a very small high school. I grew up in a town of 100 people. There were 12 in my graduating class, and we were very fortunate to have a business teacher arrive at our doorstep one day. And she introduced me to this amazing new world of accounting and economics. And I instantly fell in love. And so that really struck me on a course to continue that in my education when I went to college and was fortunate to get a bachelor's degree in accounting and economics in Chadron back in Nebraska. I've had many unique experiences leading AMN over the years, and some of the more fun ones have been the ability to represent the company at in interesting ways. So we've certainly been at the White House and part of the Washington Voice to make sure that they understand the challenges that are facing healthcare organizations. I am on national TV occasionally, and in fact I'm going next week again to be on Mad Money with Jim Cramer for the 5th time. So those aren't everyday experiences that you necessarily train for along the way, but I consider it a great privilege whenever I have the chance to represent AMN, and so I always want to make sure I'm at the top of my game. Having diversity in your organization is always a key ingredient to success, and certainly that starts with gender, but it goes well beyond gender in making sure that you're doing all you can to recruit candidates into the organization that reflect the local community, but also reflect your clients and your clinicians. And so that means having ethnic diversity as well as diversity in opinions. And so we really press our talent acquisition team to make sure that when they're bringing candidates forward for our managers to consider, that they're bringing a diverse slate of candidates. If you don't start with recruiting and putting candidates forth that reflect that diversity, then it's going to be really hard to build diversity within the organization. I believe that if you're going to keep great employees, and that includes diverse and and female employees in the workplace, you have to be flexible and recognize that we all go through our own journey in life. Times when we have to juggle and prioritize our personal and our professional goals. It's a constant balance, and so making sure that we can work with people through different phases of their life, whether it be regarding raising their families or times when they need to step back or step to the side and take on different roles within the organization. I had to do that and wanted to do that, and I was really fortunate that AMN worked with me and kept me engaged during times when I was going through different changes in my life. The best advice I can probably give is to say, push yourself beyond your own boundaries and make sure that whatever you pursue, it's meaningful to you, that you care about it, that you feel it in your heart, because whatever you pursue in your heart is going to really reflect externally to others. So find that thing that really gets you fired up, and you'll make a huge impact in this world.